There's the magnet that just fell out my pants. Yes, Stacy, you got right at the last time. That my it's my son.
Hello.
Mm-hmm. And you texted me right before the cameras live that I use for live on YouTube. So I'm off that camera. I won't be able to. So check out the audio. I mean the YouTube. Yeah, when I did that, I lost all my comments on Facebook, and we're almost shared on Facebook. Hey, Greg, back off. You're not adding value. Knobs. Greg Schneider, and you've been on before. You're not adding value, saying that I'm not.
Oh, I'm trying to get the live up so I can see chat, but
all right.
Facebook is not letting me log in. There we go.
All right, I got to think. Was there anybody else? Greg's already on, so I sent one to Randy and Walter, and then Randy Ford probably. Yep, Randy Ford. And is there anyone? I'll write a message. Click the link to join us live. Nope, there we go. That's done. Now we're doing all right. Here we go.
You're live on YouTube as well?
Yes, and I gotta check that YouTube. I'm checking the YouTube, and then we'll get going like that. Make sure.
Okay.
There we go.
Have the chats open. I'm just excited for you to come and bring along all those bottles.
It's going to be fun. All right.
How many in total are we talking about here? I'm just excited for you to come and bring along all those bottles.
All right. So that's good. I can follow that. Let me just do the welcome on YouTube. Welcome, everybody. Let us know what you're drinking tonight and where you're from. We monitor comments and look forward to sharing this podcast with you. Here we go. Audio. Right, ready? You want to know how many actual bottles? Besides.
You're so frustrated today.
Yeah, it was a frustrating day. I'll listen.
I bet you have a really cheap bottle. You can just go out back and smash.
No.
Feel better.
So, I'm trying to see that. All right, get this out of the way.
Oh yeah, you probably have some whiskey in your collection that you just hate.
Why would I bring that to you?
No. That you can go out back and smash. Just take out that anger. Have a good podcast.
No, you don't do that. Stacy, who's watching tonight, she has already trained me on you. This is a professional podcast. If you would do if you would do something like that to somebody, that would mean that other people would think you could do that to their whiskey, and they won't want to touch you as far as you. So we are nothing but positive, straightforward. If everybody has different palates, so you might not like something I like, I might not like. That's fine. And but we always stress that just because we don't like it doesn't mean you're not going to like it. Some people like lobster, and other people, most people on the planet like lobster, but some people don't. Same thing with whiskey. But at the same time, it's always good to do the ebb and flow of I've had a couple distilleries send me their samples, and I thought maybe they were a little young or whatnot. But I will tell them and give them the option of what they want to do. We can wait a little bit and do this in a year or two. Maybe they'll have something that's, and as they get their feet under them, or just kind of we skip it. So I give my honest opinion to everybody. And so then usually initially Alan Bishop wanted to know our honest opinion on the Spirit of French Lick, and then when it comes to Rise, I'm not a huge fan, and he expected if I didn't like it to tell him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
I understand that. I
kind of-
wasn't saying to diss a certain brand. I'm just saying,
well,
you know,
I have enough empty bottles that I could go out and smash it in the dumpster out there. Yes, I could do that tonight.
yeah. I just want you to be more positive.
It
You're
wouldn't
just like
be
you're like
the particular.
"Ah,
Yes, it was a
ah."
frustrating. It's been a little frustrating. I would say, just a little. So, great to have you on tonight. This is Knobs comes on a monthly, once a month, once every other month. I was able to send him samples. He lives in right outside of Traverse City, Michigan, in Thompsonville. Which
don't say that.
Okay. Anyways, but
Don't say the town name where I live.
The reason why I'm saying that is
there's like 12 people here, and I'm 2 of them.
Hey, the reason why I say this, there's going to be thousands watching at one point, but eventually. But the reason why I say that is because Ironfish Distillery is actually. I was looking at a bottle that someone said they had this bottle, and it was Ironfish. It's actually in
Zonia.
No, it's actually on the label, Thompsonville,
yes,
Michigan.
Do not dox me.
I'm not doxing you.
You totally are doxing me.
Well, so everybody can look up the name Knobs. Nobody even knows your name.
I'm your son. You've said my real name here.
What's your name? I forgot.
On the deed of the house says my name.
Which son are you? I forgot.
Oh my God. But serious, be careful about that stuff. I do gaming for a living. Someone gets mad at me in Call of Duty, and all of a sudden the SWAT's at my house.
It's not like that here. That's not like that. You're in the bourbon community.
Whoa. There can be people can if they are determined, they would be like, oh well, Knobs was on this podcast, and in this podcast he said his full address, so
I didn't say your full address. I mean, I understand that Thompsonville isn't very big.
What? Stop saying it! Stop saying it!
It's Chris Thompsonville. He's on the podcast. CT.
I'm gonna start saying the street name you live on.
Okay. Anyways, we're ready to go, but
We're ready.
I'm gonna first start out. The Whiskey Thief Distilling Company is one of our sponsors. Whiskey Thief Distilling Company in Frankfurt and in Louisville, in the New Lou area. Fantastic bourbons. When you go there, for the price of admission, you get a barrel pick all day, every day. You get to choose from 5 barrels. You thief from them, taste them, and if you want to, you can buy a bottle. This right here, the Whiskey Thief, you can buy a $3.75 or a $7.50, whatever you like. You can pick from multiple barrels and as many bottles as you want. So it truly is a barrel pick all day, every day. Middle West Spirits here in Columbus, Ohio. Middle West Spirits, they have the Michelin brand of bourbons and ryes. Right now, they're in 48 states. So everybody listening in the United States, you can go and find this brand on the shelf. This cask strength that they've just released, their cask strength wheat whiskey, their cask strength bourbon whiskey, and their cask strength pumpernickel rye are fantastic. Beautiful stuff what Ryan Lang is doing and expanding that distillery into a large distillery. Plus, they just bought Old Elk as a brand. So lots of things happening at Middle West Spirits in Columbus, Ohio. And then we've got the Spirit of French Lick. This one's the William Dalton. It is one of our barrel picks. If you're ever interested in tasting this, get a hold of me. I can get you out some samples. But this is a fantastic bourbon from the Spirit of French Lick. This was the last barrel pick that Alan Bishop was on before he headed off to Old Homestead. But all of his whiskey's still at the Spirit of French Lick. And when you go there in French Lick, Indiana, you got to tell everybody Scotchy Bourbon Boys sent you and you want to be tasting some of their whiskey, check that out. And then not last, but Alan Bishop also sponsors our podcast. He is the master distiller at the Old Homestead Distillery in Potoka Lake, Indiana. But he also has his One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute YouTube channel that you got to check out if you're interested in home distilling or craft distilling. Answers a ton of questions, and it's a fantastic podcast if you're into distilling. Then he also has the podcast If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything, where he takes the spirit world and the spirits industry and combines them for all the cool kind of stories and adventures that you can have when you mix those two things together. All right, so check out If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. Roxy and I were in an episode, and Dimmick's been on an episode. That's just a fantastic podcast. All right, so we're gonna get ready to go. I'm a little bit better at this. I don't know if the last time I was this good, but when we start,
probably not.
When we start, you're gonna have a brief 50 seconds of an ad, but then once we go to that, you'll see everybody will get to see the start and once the theme song, and once we do that, we'll start the podcast. Here we go.
Drinking bourbon, sipping on scotch. We get a little wild, but it's sure fun to watch. We love what we do with drinking. Every brew, man, we talk songs, but we're telling the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, raising your hell and making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We're here to have fun and hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun. Yeah.
All right, welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. How was that, everybody? Could you see that on your on yours? They're right there, Knobs.
I saw it through Zoom, but I also was watching the Facebook feed, and they did not see it. It did not play.
I did not see. Now, how is that even something? Usually, when I share the screen, I noticed that too. It seemed to like time out. I wonder if they could hear it. But
no, because I even turned up the volume, and it was nothing.
No, there was nothing.
There was nothing. Whatever, because you're streaming through Zoom. Zoom lagged out basically and did not show that to the audience. But I heard it on the Zoom recording.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, so that's the first time it didn't play for Facebook. So obviously Facebook had some issue with the sharing of the screen. Good thing I'm not sharing a bunch of screens tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome everybody to the podcast.
Welcome.
Remember, here we are tonight. We've got knobs. I'm excited. We are doing the Evan Williams Master Blend. This is one of the special. I didn't tell you, but this is a special bourbon to me. It's only before when we get into this, it's only available at the Evan Williams Experience Distillery in Louisville. It's not available at the Heaven Hill Distillery, which Heaven Hill makes Evan Williams and is part of it. It's only Distillery-Only. It's a great bottle, and it consists of a blend of a lot of their different things, including their 23-year-old their 23-year-old Evan Williams bourbon, and there's some of that in here, and it makes a really, really nice. It's a fantastic bottle. But with that said, welcome to the show, Knobs.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I look forward to it. If everybody, well, I guess I can't say anything, so I won't. Won't give out any personal information about you going forward.
Yeah,
so,
thanks.
There you go. It's www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We got Glencairns, we got t-shirts, and also check us out every once in a while. We have bourbon balls. We have a lot of pecan soaking right now, so bourbon balls are going to start being a thing. I've got some some pecans that have been soaking since 2023. So that's going to be interesting to see what kind of a bourbon ball you soak those pecans in bourbon, and they get the longer it's in there, it seems like the better the bourbon ball. Also, remember, we're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X, along with Apple, iHeart, Spotify, any other place that you can listen to us on the podcast. But whether you listen to us or watch us, make sure that you like, listen, comment, subscribe, and leave good feedback. All right, so there we go. We've got the whole promotion out of the way. How have you been?
I've been doing good. Just, I'm a stay-at-home dad, so nothing too exciting going on.
Well, the real cool thing about having you on, and I think it's kind of cool for other people, is it's a different perspective. Myself, who is an older gentleman, and then also you've got Super Nash CT, about 10 years younger, but you represent the up and coming bourbon drinkers. Now,
am I the youngest on the podcast? Is there anyone under 26?
No, you are the youngest one that I have on at all. I mean, there's never been, except when Alice scared the ever living crap out of me.
Well, that doesn't count. She's not drinking.
Right. No, as far as a guest or whatever, you're definitely the youngest. And I always want to get your perspective, because when I first started this journey, you weren't even, I believe that would be 2019, which is like, it'd be 6 years. You weren't even yet drinking age. So,
drinking age, yes.
Right.
Make that clear.
So
drinking age.
But then when you were drinking age, you like gin. And when you turned 21, we shared a bottle of Knob Creek, a barrel pick. But that barrel was, I believe, I want to say
we did not share that.
Well, I gave it to you.
Yeah, you gave it to me. I was going to say that was the pandemic bottle.
But I shared it.
Yeah, but we didn't have a drink together.
No, but I gave that because it was bottled on your actual.
Mm-hmm. It was bottled on the day I was born.
It was distilled on the day you were born? No,
it was bottled. It was distilled
on your birthday.
2 or 3 years before or whatever.
Yeah, it was bottled on your birthday. So that was kind of cool. And no, it was put in the barrel. So they had when it was distilled,
It was barreled on my
your
birthday.
and then it was 9 years old when it was bottled. So it was a 9-year-old, and you were able to.
So technically, that bourbon was the same age as me. It wasn't aged that long, but like.
You shared birthdays.
Yeah, we shared birthdays.
It was born, you were 21, so minus 9, that puts it at 12, right? So
yeah, but I know
so
it doesn't age in the bottle.
It's
but
actually
still,
distilled on your birthday when you were 12 years old.
I still have the bottle.
Well, it was really kind of cool that you actually, that bottle was that aligned with your birthday, which was great. But you were a huge gin drinker. And
there was, do you want to know why I was a huge gin drinker?
No, we don't have to get into those details, but you were. And when we would go to distilleries, Mom would always buy you gin.
Yes. And I still think gin, it's the consistent taste, I think, that I liked of it. Like, you could mix it with anything, and it consistently always tasted the same.
Like nothing.
Well, almost like nothing. Nothing with the hint of something.
Nothing or Christmas trees.
Which I love Christmas. I love Christmas trees.
I could tell you that, in my opinion, vodka doesn't suck. I mean, gin doesn't suck as much as... But did hear... Okay, wasn't totally clear, but did hear the intro. Okay. Okay. So... Gin doesn't suck as much as vodka. Vodka, for me, I don't like. I mean, I don't like it at all. The whole thing about it. But gin, I didn't like either. But
I don't know. You don't have any very fond vodka memories from your youth?
No.
No, I do. I mean, that vodka. Let's see, Fireball.
That's not vodka.
Jaeger. What I'm saying, these are very college.
Fireball and Jaeger are Southern Comfort. I can't drink Southern Comfort. If you put Southern Comfort, I would throw up by my nose.
Well, most people do.
Yeah,
me included. Most people do.
So
you drink Fireball until you can't drink Fireball.
Right. No. Well, I mean, Fireball is a popular thing. I mean, I can honestly say I've had it.
I don't think I've seen anyone over the age of 30 drinking Fireball.
I never tried it. So the last couple of years I've had it twice, and I mean, it's not unpleasant. What would you say? It's not unpleasant.
Yeah, I guess I'm also thinking of drinking liquor straight, like shots more so.
Yeah, but the whole,
because I'm not too far removed from that life.
Right, but that's what we're getting into, the evolution of now you drinking and enjoying bourbon, and understanding it and understanding kind of how it works. And
it's a great bridge because it's usually much higher proof, and I will contest that it's a lot less hangovers, almost like a different. When you get a hangover on bourbon, it's not the same as a hangover on gin or vodka.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'll give you that. And also,
those will knock you out for a whole day. Where bourbon, not so much. And you do have to drink a lot of bourbon to get to that point.
Well, but there's a reason for that. We've talked about it. It's like
the charcoal distillery of the barrels. Yes,
the char of the barrel works as a actual filter. I mean, and it takes out the bad stuff. Some brands, with how they distill, they need the time in the filter to take that out. To get it in and out. Plus, it adds the flavor of the caramelized sugars that are in those barrels. And Craig Schneider, who's completely a fan of our podcast, he's watching tonight and he's been commenting. He understands the barrel more than almost anybody. He understands it at a molecular level and all the aging, and he's dealt with. He was the head of the Cooper foreman for 8 years. He actually ran their cooperage, so he understood how the barrels were made, the maturation of the wood, how it was aged, how it was put together, everything like that. And it all makes a difference. It even makes a difference where the tree came from. If you're making barrels from staves that are all from one tree area, or they're not intertwined, a lot of times the tree will get cut up into different staves and end up one stave will be in this barrel, one stave will be in that. But that all plays into what whiskey tastes like.
Is there any places that like pride themselves on like specific trees to get better tastes?
Yeah, we're well, all the barrel independent stave, which is a large, they provide Jim Beam and the larger distilleries. Plus, they provide Greg with some. He's worked it out to buy barrels from the different barrel cooperages. There's one called Canton Cooperage. Canton moved to Kentucky, but it used to be in Canton, Ohio. The cooperage. I mean, there's so many different cooperages. There's one that Middle West Spirits uses. I want to say Kelvin Cooperage, and then they're all using and having different. That all makes a difference. And some of the wood comes from Missouri, but then there's the great West Virginia Barrel Company, and they're making barrels that Greg had them make barrels from oak off of the shade side of the mountain, because the shade side of the mountain allows the barrel to have tighter rings, because the tree will grow smaller and slower.
Yes.
So the rings, so that you're getting more of the wood compounds in there with the more rings to get more flavor out of it. So there's all that kind of stuff that goes into it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I totally agree. I actually think it'd be kind of cool to see of like just try different tree species. Or a sugar maple would taste like, coming out like a sugar maple barrel.
Well, one, for bourbon, it has to be an oak, but there's a reason for it being oak, because of the chemical makeup of oak. There's a certain chemical, I've heard Greg say it a million times. Maybe he'll put it up there, maybe he won't. Tyloses, it's a compound that seals those barrels so they don't leak. So if you put a maple barrel or you do other barrels, it wouldn't be bourbon, it could be whiskey, but those barrels will leak. They're just not conducive to holding the whiskey in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. So that's that. But so then, as you went, I had you trying whiskey and bourbons, but you were still a gin guy for a while, and now you've pretty much switched over, right?
Pretty much, yeah. But it's hard to not switch over when most of it's free.
Why is that?
I wonder, yeah.
So one of the things I'm going to surprise you with is I'm bringing.
Well, not a surprise anymore.
No. Well, yeah, I'm surprising you on the podcast. I'm bringing this, which is Diablo's Cut. This is Diablo's Cut Smoker Kit. So we're smoking. We're going to smoke some old fashions when I come up. You've got bitters, right? And cherries?
No, I have cherries. I don't have bitters.
Okay, I'll bring some bitters.
I say I don't really make drinks. I just go straight.
This is the greatest torch ever that came in the kit.
I love my, here's a little thing. I love my, won't show the brand, but I love my, here's the extra I have tonight. This is a reused jelly jar with some Woodford Reserve in it.
Okay.
So I like that room temperature.
No, it's everybody likes it how they like
with nothing in it.
We're not going to explain why it's in a jelly jar.
Or not. I could say I get free alcohol when I work a shift, and I just at my job, so I just take it home, and I don't. A lot of people will just drink it right then and there before driving home.
Well, that's a really good. I always thought it was a good place to work if you're getting free pour on your on your breaks. But my question is so you work at a place.
You could actually no, you can't. You can't say that. I work at a restaurant.
You work at a restaurant
We'll
that
say it at that.
specializes in barbecue in the area by your house. And
Where I live.
yeah, and so what do they have on the shelf there? Do they have any high end stuff? I mean, I was there and they had Buffalo Trace, which that is a great
Buffalo Trace, Woodford Reserve. They used to have Knob 9, and I think they stopped doing it because of me. Because, well, I would be the only thing I would get, and I'm friends with all the bartenders, so they are very generous. And then about 2 weeks ago, they ran out, and it hasn't come back. And I'm like, are we getting more? And their bartenders are like, I don't know. So I think they may have been like, wow, this.
Nah, that's kind of how it works when it's a bar. What's available is what's available when they're doing it. So they're probably got it on order or whatever, but it's not available for the thing right now because probably this podcast is making Knob 9 so popular.
With the Knobs cast.
When Knobs is on that, people are just buying it up and there's not enough for you anymore.
Yeah, I know. Well, the other thing they always have, they pretty much have everything from Traverse City Distillery or Traverse City Distilling Co. They do have 3 or 4 bottles from Ironfish, but none of them are like, barrel strength. They're all pretty low proof in terms of, bourbon goes. And then also there's a bunch of flavored specialty stuff. I've tried the cherry bourbon from Traverse City Distillery or Distilling Co.
Yeah,
I think that's what it's called. Yeah, and it's good, but it's like, it's like I'm over exaggerating when I say this, but it's like 5%. Like it's nothing. It's not like because it's flavored and whatnot. It isn't strong. It's meant to be added to something, not its own thing.
Yeah, I actually
Ironfish does like a salted caramel too. That's really low proof, and have
you been to Ironfish?
I have not been to Ironfish.
Well, maybe we got to go there this time.
I was gonna say the Saturday. It would be Saturday.
We could just break away real quick and head over there for a couple minutes.
Minutes? Let's all go over there, get a meal.
They have a restaurant?
It's a whole restaurant.
Okay. I didn't know. I have no idea. It would be very
But it's a little bit high end for the area.
What does that have to do with? It's not too high end for us.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't personally go because I don't have $40 to spend on a dinner. I'm just saying it's 35 proof, the cherry. Thank you, John Ritt, for that. Still, that's
the cherry. John knows a lot. Yes, thanks for that. Definitely.
But it is tasty. I'm not going to say that it's not tasty.
I have a bottle right here, right down there. I can actually see it when I turn my head.
The only bad thing I could possibly say about the Traverse City Distilling Company is that they just need to get the cherries right. All their whiskey and bourbon is good, but their cherries just don't match up with the options here in northern Michigan.
Are we talking about their cherry whiskey, or are we talking?
No. They're cocktail cherries.
Cocktail cherries. Okay. Well, that's a pretty good thing. If you say that's all they got to get is the cocktail cherry. And that's up here, cherries are everywhere, and places that don't even do alcohol will come out with cocktail cherries. There's a lot up here. I've tried like 6 or 7 different brands at this point. I mean, your area of Michigan is just known for cherries, so that's the cherry capital. That and Door County, Wisconsin, those 2 places just do cherries fantastically. All right, so we've got the pour. So do you have it in your glass yet?
No, I'm gonna pour it right now. Pour it on camera.
So one of the cool things I find with this particular, I'm going to use my Glencairn, Scotchy Bourbon Boys Glencairn. One of the things I find about this one particular, this is a blend, and let me do the.
Wait, do you see that? When it pours out, it makes this nice little spiral.
Hold on, I'm not watching. Oh, out of the bottle that I sent?
Well, no, just like I think it's just it's because it's a little the whiskey's. I don't know. Maybe it's the bottle.
So
I don't know.
It's 90
I've never
proof,
noticed that.
and here it is. So when you go on the tour, and the Evan Williams experience, and everybody, the bus tour that we're going to be going on with the Evan Williams experience is part of the bus tour this year of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys bus tour, and it's going to be fantastic. But at the Evan Williams experience in Louisville, it's one of the coolest tours that are available. Plus, it's so they have the 12-year they release from there. They actually have a distillery there, and they call it Square 6. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And that bottle is their own distillate that they make right there. But they have the 12-year and the Evan Williams Master Blend that are distillery releases. Okay, so John said it's 35 proof.
I also it's 35. But again, I'm used to the knob being what? Is it knob 100?
Well, it's 120 in the barrel proof. Their single barrels can be 100, and then also their regular. I believe actually Knob Creek is 100.
Knob, because I have the bottle right here. Knob's 100.
Yeah, and their single barrels are 120. Now they've been changing that lately. They've been allowing people to not just get it at 120; they can get it at barrel proof when you do a barrel pick. Okay, so this one is a Masterful blend. A Masterful blend of 5 various Evan Williams expressions. Each of these well-crafted bourbons have been married together to form a rare and unique bottling of bourbon. The Evan Williams family includes 4 different American whiskey types, all represented and expertly mingled to form a distinctive quality bourbon worthy of the Evan Williams name. So that's that. The Evan Williams Bourbon Experience, located along Louisville's historic Whiskey Row and directly across from the riverfront location of Evan Williams' original distillery, pays tribute to the legacy of Kentucky's first commercial distiller and the history and tradition of the native experience. The Evan Williams experience is a must for anybody in Kentucky. It's just an absolute must. And this one is 90 proof, 45 ABV, and this batch is from 2024 that we're drinking tonight. I looked on the
I was gonna say that's like, oh, that's just last year, but no, that's
2 years.
Coming up on 2, yeah.
But this bottle for me is when I first tasted this, I tasted it with Xavier. And I felt that this was one of the better bourbons I've ever tasted. Now, so I can read about this one. It's the Masterful blend right here. I can just put that up here for everybody on. So it's a master of well-crafted bourbon. So it is married together to form a rare, unique bottling of bourbon. The expressions from the Evan Williams family include 23-year-old, single barrel, 1783, bottled in bond, and signature black. So you're looking at their all of their expressions, and it's got 23-year. It's a blend that has 23 years whiskey in it, and it's a reasonable price. I'm not sure what it is right now. It's gone up since, but it was under $100 last time. I think it was $95, and it's one of the most, I would say, bang for your buck bourbons out there. I enjoy this one. I love this one.
Can't you only get it at the distillery though?
Yes, only at at the
Well,
the
that
Evan
changes
Williams
the
experience.
buck, because that means that's also the buck of the having to drive all the way to Kentucky or fly there added to the
Yeah, but a lot
buck.
of those bottles, when you go there, those kind of bottles are like 125, 150, and so it's definitely a reasonably priced even at the distillery. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
So one of the cool things about this, uh, it's got the 23 in it. So we are going to do tonight the old Louisville barrel bottle breakdown of Evan Williams Master Blend. Old Louisville Whiskey Company in Louisville, Kentucky. Amin there does a fantastic experience. He's got barrels. He doesn't release anything that's less than 7 years old. And when you're there, the experience that he gives you is one of a kind. He has a barrel warehouse in the back. He's got a still that just started running, starting to make his own stuff too. And Amin is very unique. Started out as a grocery store owner, or a liquor, and also a liquor store owner, which did barrel picks. And as he barrel picked, he needed a warehouse to put the barrels in. Then he had so many barrels, he said, "Well, let's start a brand," and that's where Old Louisville Whiskey Company comes in. And we are there. It's a can't miss experience. Amin and the barrels that he picks and puts together are fantastic. He has a lot of bourbon that he takes out of their barrel that he buys them in, and then he puts them in new French oak barrels or used French oak barrels or a used bourbon barrel, and he makes and crafts the whiskey unlike anybody else. So there you go, the Old Louisville Whiskey Company barrel bottle breakdown of Evan Williams Master Blend. All right.
A little tongue twister there. Barrel bottle breakdown. Barrel bottle breakdown.
Barrel bottle breakdown. Yep. So what it's good. So it's a 90 proof, and I've been, for all the times when it's a little bit thin on the sides of the glass, like the viscosity is going to be on this one.
It's not thick syrupy. It's more like,
it's not like but it sticks a little bit, and I'm waiting, and as it starts to go back into the whiskey, the legs are medium, they're not real thick, and so it sticks a little bit different than like what you're talking about, a barrel proof. So the viscosity on that glass is a little bit different. But once again, 90 proof isn't something to say to it's not up there. That's when you're getting back up there. So all right,
cheers, Randy.
Hey, Randy. So what do you think of the nose on this? What are you smelling in your Glen?
This is one of the, I know we usually do higher proofs than this, and I think last time we did the Australian one. That was
that would be Larkin, yes.
Larkin, yeah, sharp nose, very high. But this it's a very mild nose.
Yeah, there's not a lot of ethanol. So
it's almost like it's like smelling a nice flower. It's not like I'm still gonna cough. But
there's a brown sugar.
I'm getting that caramelized, that almost like
caramel. A toasted caramel.
I was gonna say I don't know
Tonight my right nostril is the dominant one that I can
smell.
I'm
thinking of like a pan fried banana.
Okay.
Where it's that very slight caramel getting into banana territory, but not there yet. And maybe I don't know, I'm getting maybe vanilla too. I'm getting something floral. And I think it's vanilla.
Yeah, I'm getting
my mind went, this is like a flower, but then I'm like, why?
Yeah, but this is toasted caramel. Hold on.
Was that me or you?
What?
the child yelling.
That's me.
Oh,
Alice, I'm podcasting.
Cheers, Walker.
Hey, Walker. You got to wait for Grammy. All right. Well, you could get out of the bath if you do your towel. Last time, sorry, folks. Granddaughter is staying over tonight. You could get out of the bath if you get your towel.
Where's Grammy?
On the phone.
Okay.
I'm loving the nose. Actually, I'm just we're spending a little bit extra time on the nose.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of good.
Maybe we don't even drink it. Maybe there's just a nose.
There's a little bit. I get a little bit of apple on it on the side too, just a little bit.
That could be the floral I'm smelling.
It's like when you bite the smell when you bite into an apple, like a red when you're
well. That's that again. It's that I said the banana sugar, but you're saying the apple sugar. But yeah, it's that fruit sugar smell.
Yeah, and then you got the caramel doing what it's doing.
Well, maybe the caramel is even bleeding over to apple because caramel apple.
It could be.
I know what I'm getting. I know what I'm giving it. Can I do my little gong?
Mm-mm. Now, it's a tiny gong. So when you give it, I'm doing the barrel bottle breakdown on my part, and when I give it, it's the tiny gong, and you're going to do tinies. So that's what you're going to do mine.
This is Knob's gong.
Yeah, but Knob's gong is going to rate me because I'm tiny and it's a tiny gong.
Okay, so we're not doing the barrel anymore?
No, when you do it, it's the barrel. I do the barrel when you do it. When you tell me your score, I do the barrel bottle breakdown here. And when I do my score, you do the tiny gong on yours. Now, you should hit that gong to see if anybody hears it. We hear it. There you go. So that's how we're doing it. Now, did you drink it? Have you seen
I have not. I was just doing the nose.
Well, no.
Right?
We do this nose. Hey, Super Nash. Super Nash jumped in.
Yeah. And Walker, I will let you know, he's supposed to deliver them tomorrow.
Yes.
9 a.m.
I don't know if it's that early, but sure.
What? Mom said you guys were leaving at 3 a.m. tonight.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Don't you take too many sips of that. So what is the highest I can give it on?
We're not gonna rate that yet. Okay.
No, the nose. You rank.
Mm-mm.
You completely switched this format on me. Before it was you taste the nose.
Drink it and then take a sip, and then we're gonna revisit everything when we rate it. So take a sip.
This is not how we did this for the past 3 times I was on.
Hey,
you've changed.
Yeah, I've tried to do. I just try and get better and better. Stacy's always critiquing me, and I'm always doing things better and better.
What was it? Was people just, or was your guests just mad that it took them I'm trying to see how long it is. A half hour to have for 48 minutes for the first sip?
No, they don't.
No. Well, clearly don't have young guests like me.
No, it's just this is like a video game, so they can keep coming back and checking it out.
Like a video game?
Like a video, when people play video games online on YouTube, you're trying to stay on the longest you can, and they just check in and see how you're doing. That's the goal.
What?
That's how YouTube works. That's how I get it.
Dad, my video I upload videos and they're not live.
I understand, but mine are live. There's people who play video games on YouTube live for 8 hours.
Losers.
I think
You're describing a loser.
I think what I need to do is get an 8-hour
8-hour bourbon podcast,
and I'll go over 10,000
for every galaxy you send. I'll take one pour.
Yeah, it's just send in Facebook, send stars.
You'd be dead.
Every 1,000 stars I get, I'm gonna do a shot. There you go. Anyways, let's okay, so you tasted it now?
Yes.
I like that. So now that you've tasted it, you nosed it and everything, we're gonna do the barrel bottle breakdown rating system, the old Louisville whiskey company barrel bottle breakdown rating system, and that consists of the nose, the body, the taste, and the finish. 4 categories. Each category can get up to 4 knocks or 4 tiny gongs, and if you like one category exceptionally well, you can give it a butt up, and that adds 1 more, so you could have a total for a perfect bourbon of 19 out of 18. So are you ready to
Okay, so I'm gonna start with my tiny gong.
So if it's your tiny gong, I'm going to start off by talking about the nose, and I will tell you that you can get up to 4 knocks for the nose and the body. And up to 5 for the taste and the finish. I forgot to do that. Oh, it's just
sorry.
All right. I will say I love get on with the tasting in the barrel bottle. Thanks, Ma. I will give the Evan Williams Master Blend nose, I will give it a 4. 4 tiny gongs. All right. What are you giving the nose? I mean, you've had a limited amount of bourbon. I will give it the barrel bottle breakdown, the knock. So what are you going to give that nose? What do you think about that compared to...
I'm going to give it a 4 as well. That's the... Can't get much better than that.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. Sounds like you're hammering in like a railroad track.
I'm actually hammering on a real barrel.
I know what you're doing.
The Spirit of French Lick.
Why don't you get someone to like turn a barrel into a drum?
Well, that's a good idea.
Stretch it out over the top so that it's like.
I don't know where in God's name I would fit that, but you know.
What do you mean where you would fit that?
Where would you fit? Do you see this? There's like, I almost have no space now.
I know exactly where it's going. It's going right above you, and you're gonna drill into the ceiling. You take your hammer and you just whack the ceiling right above you.
Boom, boom. Yeah, just do it. Have a barrel stuck to the ceiling. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Let's do the body. I think the body. So at 90 proof, out of everything that's happening, I think the body is about, it covers, but there's not a lot of cheek, whatever. So I'll give the body a 3. Tiny gongs. So what is body to you?
Well, body also, I think, kind of leans into like almost buttery or oily.
Mouthfeel. Greg Schneider will that what you're saying is mouthfeel. Yes, when you're talking about body, you're talking about mouthfeel, but you're also talking about taste coverage.
Yes.
You know, it's funny because you don't think of your cheeks having taste buds. You think they're all on your tongue, but
your
big
cheeks do not have taste buds.
Yeah, but a big body bourbon, you actually can taste it on your cheeks.
You don't. I wouldn't say that's a taste, though. It's more of like it just coats your mouth. We're not like tasting it on your cheeks. Your cheeks just burn or feel the alcohol.
No. Okay, but they're a part.
Yes, of the mouthfeel. Yes, I'll give you they're part of the mouthfeel.
But I think they're like the triangle of the symphony. Your tongue's the main symphony, but they do participate enough that you associate what's happening on the cheeks with the taste.
Think about your palate and think about the underneath of your tongue.
Well, I taste
like
this one tastes underneath your tongue and the roof of your mouth, and it's on your tongue in the back of your throat, but it doesn't quite extend for that butt up to the cheeks. But that's typical of a 90 proof.
Yeah. But like so for me, body really not only does it mean the in the mouth and how much it coats and whatnot, but definitely that buttery oiliness of a bourbon. Because I think I've had a butt up bourbon with mouthfeel where you take a sip and it's like biting into a stick of butter. It just goes everywhere. So I'm gonna give this a 2 for the body.
All right.
Middle of the road.
All right. Now we come down to the 5 categories, and we're talking taste. So for me, I love this taste. There's the classic Evan Williams. There's there's caramel. There's a little bit of apple. The finish goes into some really cool flavors. It's sweet. But what I find, this is one of, as far as a drinkable bourbon that's complex. There's a lot of drinkable bourbons. You're talking about standard Jim Beam, or you're talking about an Old Tub, which are single level delicious. The flavor's there. You drink it. You don't have to think about it. But this is a drinkable like that, but there's a complexity beyond. And I really think the 23-year adds that complexity. It's not over oaked. You don't get any over oaking at all.
I almost get no smokiness at all either.
Right.
Like no.
So it's not smokiness, because smokiness is usually associated with Scotch, but it's more like you would refer to that as a char. You don't get a lot of char, barrel char on this. And when you think about it, there's 23-year-old bourbon. I mean, the 1783, there's the bottled in bond, the standard Evan Williams. It goes so far above it.
I'm gonna say that this is maybe it's just I'm getting more used to bourbon. And also, if you guys have seen me on the podcast, you notice that I do have, this is my homemade soda chaser. And I sometimes will be very frequently drinking it. That's really when you know that I really don't not like the taste. I'm not going to say I don't like the taste, because I don't dislike the taste of any bourbon so far. But I don't want it to stick around. And this one is the first one where I've really felt like the flavor actively change the longer it sits. And you notice that I'm not immediately going to it. Which may be partially I'm talking about the finish a little bit more. But when you first taste it, the flavor slowly starts moving through. I almost quite literally, I've said this before, but it almost feels like fried plantains. Like you're starting off in the pan where it's just the banana, and it slowly moves to more caramel as time goes on until they're truly you caramelize those sugars.
Okay.
But I haven't had a bourbon do that. Usually the finish is just the aftermath of the taste, where this one, the finish is something completely different than the taste.
Well, that's kind of cool, right?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be talking about it if I thought it was not cool.
So what do you give this one on taste as far as the barrel bottle breakdown for you?
I'm going to give this a 3 for taste. It's a very, well, hold on. It's between a 3 or 4. I'm debating. I'm going to give it a 4. Because it's a taste that evolves.
I hope Super Nash heard all 4 of those. Did you hear all 4 of those?
No. I probably only heard one.
You only heard one?
It's very weird. It's very tingy. It's not bashy. It's
how about
tingy.
This? You hear that?
Yeah.
That?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep. All of those. Yep.
All right.
No. Did not hear that last one. Heard that?
There's 4. That's for Super Nash. So Super Nash jumped on. He couldn't do it because he's working, but obviously he's not working, and now he's drinking along with us. And his was body 3, taste 4. So he put in a 4 on the barrel. Yeah, and he said, and for you now, everybody let us know if you hear the tiny gongs. I love this. And so I like what you say about it. You know what I mean? What you're saying, everything. But this to me is the number one bourbon I want to share with friends and family. This bottle has been broke out for just a few people, and it's broke out for you. Cheers,
cheers.
My son. So it's special to me, and there's a reason why it's special to me, but every year it's a different batch. So this is the 2024, and when I go in we will be doing this on our bus tour, and I will be buying multiple bottles, probably one for you, one for me, and we'll then
one for Kane and one for Ellie.
We'll revisit this. But I think this is from the standpoint of what you've had. I think this is really approachable for you, like something that you could get into. But I just have to give it the 5. I like it. There's something that in my brain it never lets me down. And this has been open for a little bit, and it's whatever, but it's still, from the taste standpoint, this is what I think a good bourbon is.
All right, here we go.
Well,
5 tiny gongs for Tiny.
What's 1 for Super Nash? Anyways.
1 for Nash. Number 1.
All right. So now we're on to. Oh, does he want me to give it a? What did he say? He heard all 3 right there. All right. All right. So.
Body. Or no, sorry. Finish.
Finish. So the finish is what's left over. And for a 90 proof, this finish is long. You do it now. It's not to me, it's not a 5 finish, but it's a 4 finish. It's got a really nice 5 finishes will evolve where you're like, it goes and it goes and it goes, and it has this finish with a little leather, a little oak, and then there's some sweetness, and then all of a sudden, like after like a minute, all of a sudden there's vanilla. This one to me is that fruity taste, that apple, the caramel and the up front, and the bourbon taste of this, and the sweetness is all up front, but on the finish, that appley, like I just ate a apple flavor, just lingers forever. Like as long as it is after you eat an apple. Like if you're watching TV, you eat an apple, like 5 minutes later, you still taste the apple. And this is very similar to that. So I give it a 4 tiny gongs.
Okay, let's get the tiny gong back out. 4 tiny gongs. I'm about to make podcast history, Dad.
Okay.
I am going to give my first ever 5 with a but-up.
No way. All right.
I mean, from what I've tasted, and now I haven't tasted a lot, so it is for everyone at home. It's not a
that's
wider palette than you have.
It's where you're at.
But even right now, this is still lingering after that sip I took maybe 2 minutes ago, and I like it. So it's not so much of just the staying power, it's how much I enjoy it staying around. Because there are a lot of other bourbons that I feel like have maybe come close to lasting this long, but I don't want them to. I want the taste out of my mouth by that point, where this one, I don't even feel like I need a chaser at all.
Well, I will tell you that the only category where it doesn't matter what it tastes like is the body.
Yeah.
The body can be horrible as far as taste, but if that horrible amount is in your mouth for, when it feels completely your whole mouth full of horrible, the body still can be good. I actually gave a 4 for the body once on a rye that I gave 1s straight across the board. Otherwise, I just didn't like it, but it was so bad of a rye. It was so horrible, but the body was just fulfillingly horrible. But the length is very important. So, like, if I didn't like it, but it was long, I'm probably going to give it a 2 or a 3. But if it's something that stays long and you love it, that's where you give it. So you're giving it
I'm giving it a 5 and a but-up. So a 6
here we
total.
go. Let me know. And but-up. Did you hear them all?
I heard all, I think.
Except the but-up, because I said but-up.
No, there was one in the middle that just like...
I'm going to have to go look at all the microphone, the noise canceling aspect of them. But I will.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this one. Is it on even? Yeah, they're all on.
Sometimes the Zoom settings reset themselves randomly.
Well, that could be it too.
So, when you come up here, I'm going to teach you the ways of OBS, and I'm going to improve your quality of these live streams by 700%.
Well, you could do that, and then
because there will no longer be any of this.
And you're going to be
any of that. You see where my hand just disappears? That will be the top of whatever you're watching.
And you're going to be coming to my house sometime because you'll have to pick up the car.
Oh, is that official now?
It's pretty damn close, and
Mom said you guys were gonna get a rental on the way back.
That's not official now enough to do it now.
Well, you're coming in August too, so
that would probably be when it was official. All right, so
just keep me updated.
So what was your tally?
Well, I was supposed to be keeping track.
Okay, so
look, let me. Nose was a 4.
Nose was a 4 for me.
Body was a 2. 6.
3 for me. 7.
What's the taste? Was a 4.
Yep, and mine was a 5.
We're the same right now.
And I gave it a 4.
I give it a 6.
So I'm 16.
I'm 18?
No. You were
4 plus 2, 6 plus
3.
Another 4, so 8, 9, 10.
No, 6. Then you were
16.
16 on the but up. You gave, I was 2 ahead, and you gave it 2 more points with a 5
But
and
up.
a up.
So we're tied. We're both going at 16.
So we're going to give this master blend on the Old Louisville Whiskey Company's Barrel Bottle Breakdown 16 out of 18. And it is spectacular. All right. So what I'm going to do is do what I always do. I am going to end it here on the audio. And then once I end it on the audio, I will we'll end it on the audio, and then we'll open it up for people to join us for a little bit. Okay. All right, everybody. www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys, Glencairns, t-shirts, bios, everything you need. Plus, remember, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, along with, did I say Facebook? Yeah, I said Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, along with iHeart, Apple, and Spotify on your audio podcast. But if on audio, if you listen on anything else, we're probably there. But whether you listen to us or watch us, make sure that you like, listen, subscribe, comment, and leave good feedback. The feedback's really important. And remember, let's get this ready and set so I don't screw it up. There you go. Good bourbon equals good times, good friends, great family. And remember, don't drink and drive, drink responsibly, and live your life uncut and unfiltered. So, AI is going to take us out. Here we go.
Drinking whiskey on the rocks or sipping on a pub. We left to spend time with our crew. Listen along and find out how that can be you. Spending time with the boys, you don't want to miss us. It's just twice a week. Whether it's Ohio, Kentucky, Milwaukee, or South Carolina, you listen along, let's have a good time. We make sure to leave the bad time behind. Bourbon is the blood that makes a lifelong bond with our friends and neighbors, even some across the pond. I can't wait until the next time we meet, because I'm always looking for the next bourbon. Yes, please, I'll have it neat. So show me the way to another whiskey bar, where it'll be. It won't be too far. With friends and family close, we will never be alone. Remember, the Scotchy Bourbon Got your back when you're listening to us by the fire. We will be there for you all the way down to the last ember. Bourbon is the blood that makes a lifelong bond with our friends or neighbors, even some across the pond. I can't wait until the next time we meet, because I'm always looking for the next bourbon. Yes, please, I'll have it neat. So show me the way to another whiskey bar, where it'll be. It won't be too far. With friends and family close, we will never be alone. Remember, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. I got your back when you're listening to us by the fire. We'll be there for you all the way down to the last ember.
Do you think that was long enough?
Well, me and Jacob have probably made over 100 of these AI songs.
Yeah, I know.
So I know what like crazy messed up stuff I can make it say. So like it will never sound right to me, but I do, because we made so many, it's hitting a time limit. You need to regenerate it with a shorter time limit, because what it's doing is it's hitting its max limit of 3 minutes.
No, it's not 3 minutes. It's like
2:30.
2:17.
Yeah, 2:17. Yeah, you should honestly, because you have the MP3 file, cut it off like after it finishes your lyrics that you wrote, because it ends 4 times, Dad. It has 4 endings and then just picks back up. Oh, and you're sitting on the
you want to hear what happens after that? Listen to this.
I know.
No, watch this. Here it comes.
Whiskey on the rocks, a sipping on a pole. We love to spend time with our crew. Listen along and find out how that can be you. Spending time with the boys you don't want to miss us. It's just twice a week. Whether it's Ohio, Kentucky, Milwaukee, or South Carolina, you will always have a good time. We make sure to leave the bad times behind you. Bourbon is the blood.
So I should end it right there and just do that first one, right?
You should end it after like 30 seconds.
No, I love being online longer and longer and longer. Everybody just doesn't get that being the longer you're online.
I know, but you wanted a young person's take by having me on. The best way I can put it, it's very uncanny valley. It doesn't make me feel warm and safe like a bourbon hug.
It does.
It makes me feel like I'm scared for something.
Before the musical, I don't know how to cut it off, but before the musical interlude, I could cut it off right there.
Are you just playing it from the Suno website? You haven't downloaded it?
I just play it off the Suno. I downloaded it, sent it to people and shit with the link, and I do it. I'm not even.
You just open it in whatever editing software you already do and just cut it down.
But there's no editing live. Oh, you mean?
And then just play it the next time, the cut version. You don't have to every time you just open it up and you
I
type it
could
in.
save it as an MP3 and cut it. But where's
I will no. What you need? I mean, do you have Suno 4.0?
I don't know what I have.
Because that's a 3.5 generated song, and it sounds like you guys are boomers. You're old. You think it's really cool. It sounds like ass.
No,
I'm sorry. It sounds bad.
No.
Now, but that's because I'm exposed to it.
We are on whatever. Stop ripping on me on live. You can rip on me.
No, I'm not. You had no part in that. That's not ripping on you. That's ripping on the 90 other songs.
I wrote the song completely. I had every part of what it says.
Oh.
It didn't make.
All right.
I wrote the song. It just put the music to it. And yes,
I will say there are some weird ones too. Like there's way better rhymes you could do, but you just didn't rhyme in certain places.
I rhymed. I wanted to rhyme. And
I know, Super Nash. I know he's not editing savvy. He's gonna. You know what? I will give you the numbers of people who could perform this as a recording. You just have to give them a low, like the vibe.
I love it. I want it to be bluesy rock because I want it to be similar to the Alabama song, which I want it, and I want to like say what I say in it.
Do you know when you see a picture of like AI and they have like 5 thumbs?
No, I've never seen that.
You never, where their hands are all messed up because it doesn't do well with fingers?
No, I have never seen that.
Okay, well, it's a lot. And that's what song feels like. And that's what all the Suno songs feel like.
I think it's pretty cool. It's
I know you think it's pretty cool because you're 60.
Shut the hell up. Stop ripping on me.
I'm trying to tell you that you remember when your dad thought like stuff was really cool and you're like, Dad, that's lame and dumb. And then he's like, oh, well, model trains are just pretty cool.
No, I thought everything that my dad did was cool.
That's funny. I probably spiked my mic really hard right there. That was me laughing at such a high pitch the window shattered.
All right, let's see. This is called
I need to.
I like it. It says what I like it. I love the friends across the pond. I thought that was pretty good.
I'm gonna make one in the same style, but it's gonna be completely different lyrics, but just slightly changed, and play it for you.
Not now.
Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon boys. We like.
You're gonna die. Master blend.
I'm just trying to express to you that it doesn't sound good to my young ears.
Well,
You know the South Park episode where he puts on the CD and it just.
well, maybe all I'm gonna say to that is maybe your young ears not sounding good. It's good for that because then people will listen for the badness of it. Because I'm telling you, ever since I started playing that song instead of the Alabama song, which they've been. I don't know.
Okay, for complete copyright purposes of you saving the channel copyright, sure. But I'm letting you know that as someone who
I know
consumes,
I know that there's places I could do better. I just haven't had time, but I think it's good enough. And yes, it's too long, but I like it so much I want to just keep playing.
Yeah, even Steve says less than 60 seconds. I'm getting backed by the entire Facebook chat, Dad.
You can, but it's once again, it's my podcast.
It's my podcast. I don't care what the audience thinks. The people who watch and support me.
So you think I should just go with the? Did you like the group? The group?
No. I think you should go for the first 60 seconds, and when the song goes like,
yeah, I
cut it off before he goes. Hey. Steve is right. The average age of bourbon drinkers is primarily the 25 to 54 range.
I'm well aware that 24 to 35 is what is the biggest audience for us. I'm well aware of this.
And you're not listening to the 26-year-old. I'm in the demographic.
I'm not. 26-year-old who's on the podcast at the moment ripping on me. I'm not listening to him.
I don't even feel like it's a rip on you, though. That's how AI is even viewed. It's not a rip on you.
All right, hold on. I'm sending out everybody who can. They need to come on. It would be cool if you came on.
Avengers Assemble. Join my.
No, I've done this before. We do this all the time now.
No, I know what you do. I'm just saying. I think it's funny that you're calling for backup.
I don't need backup. They're not going to back me up. I know that.
I know.
Okay.
All you listeners from the nursing homes, what do you think of the AI song?
All right. There's the invite for anybody who wants to join us going forward.
You know, like how in the early 2000s you didn't click on the email that was the prince trying to give you $1 million that you inherited?
Yeah.
That's what AI feels like to my generation. It's not something real. It's something inherently fake that can be used for good and whatnot, but for most of the time it just feels cheap or scammy. I'm letting you know what my generation is feeling.
You want to know what it feels like? Local. The music that's being played, but they just did a Spotify band.
It doesn't feel local, Dad. That's what I'm trying to tell you, is that it feels artificially generated local. It's what a computer would think local sounds like. I know you disagree.
Yeah, that sounds pretty professional to me. What do you think, John?
Do the whole 217. Who cares? That's it.
I love you, man. It's pretty.
And your Family Feud has been great. I'm loving it. I'm just messing with you guys.
No, the Family Feud is supposed to be
That's what Knobs is all about. It's just someone willing to stand up to this guy.
This is like my everyday when he lived. We were always back and forth. Hey, Walker.
Oh, yeah.
So what are you thinking? What do you think?
Hey, Walker.
Hopefully Steve will join us just for a bit.
I'm with Tony on this one, Knobs. I can't agree with you there.
You're all right.
Now, you're what?
I know why.
What are you? You're 39, Walker? 38? 40. Okay. You were
40.
39 last year.
Right up until close to the Christmas party.
There you go.
So I was 40, I think, by the time we had the Christmas party.
Okay. Yeah. You're getting. Oh,
Well, Williams 12 here somewhere.
I need someone under the age of 30s.
there's no one
That's what
under
we
the
need.
age of 30 coming on. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
We're trying
Actually, why stop at 217? Play it twice.
Yeah.
430.
434, man.
434. Yeah.
We've already been there, Knobs.
So
He's been there,
John,
done that.
so I met John online, Seth, and he basically did a tasting for our barrel pick, and he's out of Chicago, Joliet, in the Joliet area, right?
No, I'm north. I'm way north of that, dude.
Okay, so that was just all signs to get there. Anyways, so I stopped by and did tasting, and he's got the greatest garage bar ever, backyard, and then his bourbon. So as far as we've become friends, and so actually August 1st is that we're meeting. We're gonna come up and we're going to a Cub game and hanging out.
Yeah, August 2nd, we're gonna hang out in that bar, man.
Yep.
Hey, Knobs. Here's what your dad was talking about. So this one I got, it's a store pick. It's 125, I believe.
Oh, nice.
They upped
Yeah,
it.
so
They upped it so you can get it higher.
Oh, how much was that bottle?
I have to remember. Hey, Super Nash.
Go horizontal,
Nash.
Super Nash.
I would have to say, I can't remember. It might have been in the 70s or 80s. I'll have to look back.
That's not bad. What is it? Okay, I think it was a CVS went out of business right near me, and they popped up a liquor store the size of a CVS, like every single aisle, but just liquor, and it's primarily bourbon, like 7, 8 full, convenience store aisles, and that's where I got the leader one.
Oh yeah,
the empty liter.
The empty leader. It was full when I got it.
As of last week, but that's okay. We won't say.
Yeah. No judging going on.
You're right.
Podcast,
I've been
right?
going light. I've been going light. Yeah.
Hey, Super Nash.
Mm-hmm.
You all get one of these yet down by you?
Absolutely. Yeah. I've
Good
been drinking on mine. It's about half on.
What is it?
That's the Old Fit 7.
Old Fit 7.
Yeah, that didn't hit here.
Don't worry, Jeff. I got one for you.
Woo!
Dude, you're going home with a shit ton of bottles for me.
Man, I'm so looking forward to coming up there.
Man, it's gonna be fun.
I know it.
I'm looking forward. Hey, Seth. You're invited. The July 24th. The July 24th, Thursday, July 24th is our 500th podcast, and it's going to be a Zoom meeting with you, Super Nash, CT, me, Greg Schneider, Alan Bishop, Jolie Kasperzak, Ross Cornelian, Aaron Harris, and Greg Schneider. I mean, it's got everybody who's been a part of the podcast. We're all going to be on, and we're going to talk about 500 episodes.
You get Amin on or no?
What?
Can you get Amin on there, or is he tied up?
I didn't ask.
What about oh my gosh, her name eludes me right now from OHLQ.
And Dimmick's coming on.
And Dimmick, yeah, is she going to be on?
Yes, she's on too. I've invited her.
Yeah, cool.
And then we're going to be little.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have so many tiny squares.
It's gonna look like what I taught on Zoom, man. You had like freaking 28 people on one thing.
Yeah, awesome.
Like, keep your pants on now, kids. You're live.
After John, you might have to play referee.
Hey, Walker, cheers, brother.
Cheers, Nash. I'm looking for my 12. I don't know where the heck I put my 12.
How's Arizona tonight?
It's still hot, brother. I'm working through it.
Yeah, how was your field training today?
Hey.
So it was yesterday, John, and it was long and it was hot, but it was good.
Okay.
I promise I'll be back on the camera in a second.
I apologize. I keep forgetting what day it is. That happens to me in the summertime.
Seth,
no problem.
How do I?
Did you see Steve's comment? He was 40 when the music started, and now he's 56.
Dad, is it I can share my screen?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a way.
What up,
Roxy.
fellas?
Hey, look at the
Hold on,
cat
man.
dragged in.
I figured
Oh,
I'd say
you
hi real
gotta
quick.
allow
We're doing
it, Seth.
we got a
I'll-
whiskey share
I'll
going on
allow.
over here, bro. Did y'all get the Penelope Toka that came
There you
out this
go.
week? No. Like, go get you one.
Do you accept, Dad?
Yeah, I did. I allowed you.
Oh, okay.
Seth, I haven't got to meet you yet, man. How are you, bro?
Hi, good. I haven't met you either.
I'm a little shorter than your dad over there, but you know, I'm working on it.
I just wanted Dad to just quickly
Did
show
you-
everyone this song I just made.
My beautiful wife
You just made a
and
song.
dog came to join us.
All right, everybody, we got has started screen sharing. Double click to end. Okay.
Say hello, wife.
What? Hello, wife.
Hello to the lovely lady and dog.
What is it? Just black, Seth?
Yeah, he's right now. He's just spinning.
Wait,
Best movie I've ever seen.
It's just black.
I zoom.
Yeah.
Something. Okay, hold on. My Zoom is
There
having
it
a
is.
stroke.
There it is. We see your workspace.
No, now I see his screen sharing.
Yeah, we got the screen share.
Yep. Now you ended it.
okay. My Zoom had a stroke and crashed.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think I can do that. I'll send it to you later, Dad.
Okay.
I made an AI song.
Okay.
You're back. You're back with the video though.
Yeah, I'm back with the video. Yeah, I restarted
Oh,
it.
okay.
But
Okay.
it like the moment I hit the share button, my whole computer just like was
Hey, baby.
unresponsive.
Look at the moon.
Told you to keep your pants up. What are you talking about, man?
John, you are.
John just told me to keep my pants up.
Yeah, you talking about mooning.
He's like,
Talking about the moon.
Dad,
yeah.
you finished this bottle, so this is just free for me now, right?
Oh yeah. It's What do you wanna taste it right now?
No
Well,
way.
Let me finish. I mean, I could just pour this out.
Rare.
Not pour it out, but pour it back.
Rare Perfection 15. I did that on the podcast the other night. I poured it.
Long as you didn't start buying.
What? As long as I didn't start what?
No, I was talking to Sherry.
Oh.
So okay, I've had the one Evans, one Woodford. This is my
Two
third
thumbs up.
pour.
Knobs is pouring a 2-ounce pour of Rare Perfection 15, which I was supposed to do a podcast with them, but I drank the rest of the bottle.
Yeah, the bottle's gone. This is what we were supposed to do tonight on the podcast. I was like researching it too and stuff, and then he's this morning texts me, "What bottles do you have? What other bottles do you have? I don't have Rare. It's gone."
I think you were there, John, when I poured the last pour.
Okay. I'll
Might have been.
do. This is an exclusive after hours
Barrel bottle breakdown.
Knobs.
Old
Knobs knockin' gong. I have no brand deal with Old Forester.
Knocking gone.
Old Louisville barrel.
I'm sorry.
Barrel bottle breakdown of Knobs doing the Rare Perfection 15.
They got that up here right now at a few Benny stores.
How much?
$200.
Wow.
Can you get that for me?
What's the
pay
proof
for
on
that
this,
one.
Dad?
Almost 120.
Voice got awful high.
Oh, 120. I better stop. Ellie will kill me.
Yeah. you
After
gotta
this.
be up
After
to it.
Hey,
this.
long as you don't wind up on the front porch with your clothes off and puking. You'll be.
There was one time I went to go take a piss and I opened the downstairs basement door.
Oh no!
I didn't go any farther, but I just was like, this wasn't the bathroom.
Hey, at least you didn't wind up like me out on the balcony at Myrtle Beach, butt naked.
Yeah,
It's raining.
on like a
Scary fella.
on a Saturday night, and then uncontactable because he lost his phone till the following Friday. I had to contact Sherry, his wife, to find out if he was alive.
Yeah, I lost my phone that night. Came in, and then next thing I know, I wound up butt naked on the balcony. Not on the balcony beach side. I was on the balcony on the door side where everybody comes into their room.
You lost more than your phone.
Is that a flask walker?
No, John, I should hope not.
You lost your clothes too, but you kept your dignity. That's okay.
Yeah, I really don't remember much, but I'm pretty sure I didn't lose anything more than that.
Yeah.
That is a very cool flask.
Yeah, it's my placeholder until they're finished with their comment. I couldn't find my bottle of 12-year, but I remembered that I had a backup. So this is my flask with Evan Williams 12-year in it. The bottle's probably in my storage unit right now, so I can still pour what I was going to pour.
I'm gonna.
Oh my gosh!
This.
I've got an Evan Williams the glass that you gave me there.
Dad, what is it?
Walker,
have you ever found my
me?
crab flask?
What?
Did you ever find my crab flask?
No.
I still have yours.
My what?
Your flask, the one that mistakenly got to me, and mine went to you.
Uh-oh.
We switched flasks. I got a gift from my, I guess it's an uncle-in-law. And it was they're from Maryland, so it was a flask with a blue crab on it. And I switched it on accident with my dad's flask, and he lost it. I still have his.
I didn't lose any flask. You lost it. But I will tell you this: the Jacob Bromwell flask that I have here that I got from Kentucky Bourbon Festival. But I did on that Kentucky Bourbon Festival order for Father's Day. There was a $1,000 gold-plated flask that they had on the website, but it was reduced to $150, and I got that for Father's Day, so I'm waiting for that to get shipped.
Yes.
How many years ago was it that you came down and remember we went into my garage and we thieved from the barrel with straws?
You know, it's so weird. The thing I remember the most about that is just all the fire extinguishers.
Yeah. Well,
that was 20. What was that? 2022?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
I think it was 2022 because it was
around March.
It was the beginning of the year because
or February or March.
Yes, we weren't pregnant yet, me and my wife.
Yes.
But yeah, it was like February, March, and we went down. There was the Florida trip.
Yep.
Dad,
yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. The Seinfeld Florida trip.
Guess what? That whiskey is still in the barrel, and I'm getting ready to bottle it.
You know what?
You know how it tastes so much like ethanol, how strong it was, and all that, because I just first put it in there.
I didn't even need glasses before I took a sip of that.
Oh my God! Yeah, blame it on me.
No, I was wearing glasses.
No. Blame it on the alcohol.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting ready to bottle it here. Hopefully this weekend I got to work because I got to put it in a fire system this Saturday and Sunday. But next weekend I'm going to bottle it. That barrel is it's 3/4 of the way full, and the last I tasted it is phenomenal. And that's my 4 grain. That's the Buffalo Trace 4 grain.
Yeah, he was buying Buffalo Trace White Dog across the country.
Yeah.
He bought any liquor store he walked in, he bought all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was walking out with like 12 to 16 bottles at a time to fill it.
Are you allowed to give zeros in the barrel bashing, Dad? Or the barrel, whatever we call it now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's a 0 finish on this rare.
No way.
It is awful, and it leaves quick.
That is unreal.
Yeah.
And it's a 15-year.
Don't like this at all.
You know what's really crazy?
Seth, I will get you some more. I would recommend that you don't try it with what you just had.
No, but I will tell you, Seth, you and Jacob opened that bottle initially because that's when you guys were right around Christmas time here, and you opened the bottle. It's a $299.
Well,
$200.
Oh my gosh, I never got to sample that.
For the purposes of this conversation, Knobs, that value doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I would never put that with the flight that you just had. It is worth a test, and it's worth a retest when you haven't had that. It's first or the second pour with something else.
Because right now I've had the Evan Williams and I've had Woodford.
Yep,
and then I'm ending with this.
Yeah, that Evan Williams by itself is enough to cover up most of the flavor from that Rare Perfection and mask it.
I would say that should have a ton of caramel all day long.
Hey, Jeff, Randy said resend the invite.
It does have. The taste. I'm actually gonna give it like probably a 3 or a 4 on the taste.
Well,
after that, but the smell I hate the smell of this. I don't know why. Maybe I've had a little too much.
I will say, actually, I'm proud of you. It's like you don't like Canadian whiskey.
Yeah, there's very, very few rare characters that I like.
Not rare
Canadian.
character, rare perfection. Preservation. Rare perfection.
Oh, Rare Perfection.
15.
You gave me something that the Canadians make? I live too close to them already. I know they don't make anything good.
Hold on. This is Canadian selected by people from Kentucky.
I know.
Already done. Yeah.
But you know what? The best syrup I had was in Vermont, not Canadian syrup.
I love that analogy there.
This Evan Williams 12 year in a certain light, it goes from amber to almost black.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
Look like you were drinking a porter.
You would swear
I mean, as it shakes,
like John said, that's almost like a porter beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really close, Nash. It doesn't have the head, and it doesn't have that deep dark. Like, you can still see a little bit through it, but it's not fully transparent at all.
I wouldn't like it at all if it's not giving head. I mean doesn't have head.
If it's not giving head, I don't like it. Those are some words to live by, Super Nash.
It's a good thing we weren't on the 500th, Nash. We got to keep that for ourselves.
Gotta pace ourselves on that 500.
Absolutely.
We got to leave that for the after party.
So Nash, has the Eagle 12 landed down in by your neck of the woods?
No, it has not. South Carolina, they're like the last to get anything.
There you go.
Oh my gosh!
Did you get another one, John?
That is beautiful.
I didn't get a chance to get out yesterday.
I'm looking, and I check the secondary all the time. Oh my God, they're $350 to $400 a bottle.
Two bozos up here. Well, I don't know if they're up in this area, but they were on a Facebook group, and they binned it for $800. They're more.
No way, really?
Well, yeah, they did because they had to have it. That foam.
Yeah, it's $350 to $400 a bottle down around the secondaries that I belong to, which is like probably the lower half of the East Coast and Midwest.
Look at this, Nash.
That's just crazy. There ain't no freaking way.
Can anybody see that?
No, what does it say?
What is it? It's a little
It's
bottle
too
of
white.
something.
It's too white
You
balance.
can't tell
You
that-
need
Oh
like
my
it's
God,
too high contrast.
That looks like E.H. Taylor 4-grain.
Oh, hell yeah. Look at that. I got that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that stuff is supposed to be delicious.
Oh,
It is.
It's not some. Hey, do you got ability to bring up a sample when we in Chicago for me and John if I finish this off?
Yeah, I've got a bottle already poured up with the label and everything.
There you go. Okay, so I'm in for this tonight.
Okay.
Hey,
I'll bring it up.
Seth, you're in for a treat. I'm bringing you up E.H. Taylor small batch. I am bringing you up a 3/4 of a bottle of Weller Foolproof. You're about to go from.
Hey, I just want to tell you, I got your Four Branches bottle, but right when I was supposed to send all that up, that's when that tree fell on my house, and I'm still battling with the freaking insurance companies and all that.
Just bring it with you. Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah. I that's what I'm going to do.
Save some money on shipping.
I'm just going to bring it with me. But I got that bottle of Four Branches for you, brother.
All right, brother.
Dad, Mom said to remind you to get the stuff you want to bring me together.
Yep, I know. I'm going to bring that up. I got to go by 10:30. That's the goal.
Yeah, you got a long morning day tomorrow.
Yeah, I get to wake up at 3.
Where you headed tomorrow?
Michigan. Yeah. We're gonna go see Knobs up there, and
okay.
Get to see my grandson and my
undisclosed location.
Yeah.
Can you good-looking people see me?
Tell me. I just might want to jump on a plane.
Traverse. It's Traverse City, Nash.
Oh my God, Traverse City.
I'm like about half hour. I'm a half hour out from Traverse.
Traverse City Distillery. Holy shit!
Yeah,
I'm right there, right in the heart.
And
we were talking about that earlier. Well, you guys were. We were talking about the cherries.
If you really want to get into it, he has a distillery in his town called Ironfish.
Yep. There's.
Oh wow!
It's actually so Traverse. Technically, I'll let you guys in on a secret. Is no longer the cherry capital of the world. That goes to some place in Europe. We actually don't grow a lot of cherries. A lot of the orchards were bought out by vineyards, and they replaced them all with grapes.
You got to go across the pond to Door County. That's where they're at.
Well, Ann Arbor too. Ann Arbor has so many. It's like that's where you go for cherries if you want them.
My mother-in-law lives in Grafton, Cedarburg, which is about an hour from Door County.
You know how many bars I used to drink at there, Jeff?
All right.
Wieslers, Jeff. You know Wieslers, right?
Yeah. And my just so you know, my uncle used to live in Cudahy.
Oh.
And Cudahy is a suburb of Milwaukee or like in between.
You're correct.
And it is the per capita the most bars in the world.
Huh.
Per capita?
Per people. The amount of people, the ratio to bars to people, there's no
other place. Bars to people. Okay.
Yes, capita.
So you can walk right out of church and go right to the bar. That's cool, man. Like literally.
So you got a bar on one corner and a church on the other.
Pretty much, right?
And the church is also a bar.
But you guys are wrong.
I heard they only serve wine though on Sunday.
It's 4 bars to one church on the corner.
3 bars per church. Yeah, 3/4 of bars, one's a church.
That's why they call them four bar churches.
Hey, where was it, Jeff? That we went to that they were telling us that the churches were there doing barrel pick. Oh my God!
Which one was it? Oh yeah,
they were out of Texas,
and they did a really good barrel pick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
I think
since you got
I think that was Heaven Hill with Bernie Lubbers.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was. Bernie was telling us that a church was there from Texas, and they were doing a.
Has anyone ever done a bourbon where they have the water become holy water before the distilling? Have we?
Ooh,
a holy barrel?
Never heard of that, but that might be a thing.
No, but they do have bourbons that get declared kosher, Seth.
Yeah,
kosher, you know what? I can.
Well, Heaven Hill does kosher.
No, Buffalo Trace does it.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
Buffalo Trace kosher.
Else though would make it unkosher is my question. Like bourbon in general.
It's got to be blessed by a rabbi. That's the only thing.
No, you don't. Kosher does not mean blessed by a rabbi. Kosher
no, it doesn't. Yeah.
Kosher means only used for specific things.
No,
so the meat.
All right, stop. How many of y'all are Jewish?
Me.
Only him.
Pull your pants down and prove it. I'm kidding.
Oh my God! I'm signing off right now.
Kosher
I'm gonna go with my fans. We talked about that.
Does mean blessed by a rabbi. It has to go through the process of being blessed by a rabbi, or
it does. Yes, it does.
it 100% does.
Yeah. So first of all, Randy,
are you saying my dick?
I'm disappointed that you don't know that more Americans are circumcised.
Have you been blessed by a rabbi?
Me, no, but I am circumcised. But it wasn't on the. But it wasn't on the 8th day. But it wasn't on the 8th day.
I tell you what, Martin. I went to the meat store. I was blessed by a ribeye.
That should have answered your question.
I went to the meat store and I was blessed with a ribeye.
just no baby back ribs. Don't touch that pork.
That's true. That's true.
Pork. That's right.
I need to share something with you guys as to why I was so late getting on.
Okay.
I spent evening. I spent the evening. This knife is 45 years old.
Oh wow!
Actually, it's 50 years old. That blade is still in that good a shape.
Look at that. That is beautiful.
I got this knife when I was 14.
That's amazing.
I lost it for 30 years. That's why the blade's still in such a good shape. But I spent the night. I told y'all
digging
6 weeks ago. Listen.
Okay.
6 weeks ago, I told you guys I did a barrel pick with Dan Garrison.
Yeah.
Of Garrison Brothers. Tonight, we got our barrel pick at our store here. We got two. We actually did two. So I spent the night with those guys and with all of his state reps. I also managed to get Dan Garrison's personal cell phone number today. I'm also giving thought. Tomorrow they are doing a Guadalupe, which is one of his nicer, in my opinion, one of his nicer picks. The Guadalupe cast strength. And I'm thinking about flying out to Texas tomorrow to get the Guadalupe cast strength and to meet Dan again, and then pitch the idea of him coming on Scotchy Bourbon Boys with us.
Absolutely. Great. Oh my God.
Yeah, but if he comes on, he has to send us samples.
I love the Garrison brother.
Oh, I've got tons of samples. I've got 20 bottles of Garrison Brothers.
No.
I've not had that many, but I've had.
But I'll still try to get him to send us some if he will.
Yes, because they do that. And that way I can get some samples, and then you all have, and then I can send them out and do what we can. We can get this.
Well, he's giving me some bottles if I go out there. He said next time you come out here, I'm going to give you a cast strength honeydew.
And they will, and he will send them wherever you want. So yes,
right,
Randy.
So that's
advice.
I'm listening. Yes, sir.
Culturally in Texas, having a dad from North Texas, if you go, when you're talking to him about Guadalupe, say Guadalupe. So in Texas, or at least parts of Texas.
It's Guadalupe. You're right. It is Guadalupe.
Now, don't get me wrong. I would have said it the same way you said it had my dad not come from there. And I did say it before I heard him say it like 5 times. And I'm like, okay.
Well, I remember, now that you say that, I remember it's Guadalupe, but you also realize I've been drinking since 7 o'clock, this 6 o'clock tonight.
No, I do. But if you go into the event and you say Guadalupe instead of Guadalupe or Guadalupe, you'll be better.
That'll go a long way. You're right.
It'll go a long way. Just because you're going to Texas.
And thank you. And thank your dad.
I will.
So Seth, that was he was talking about a distiller out of Texas that owns the Garrison, right? He's the owner, right?
His name's Dave Garrison. He and his brothers are the two owners. He and his brother are the two owners.
Yeah.
And his
Sorry,
wife, of course.
I've been a little distracted just watching Walker demolish what I can only imagine is a entire Subway sandwich.
Yeah.
That's 12 inches of sandwich.
It's not.
Hey, are we on anything? Is
Yeah,
this
we're
just
on
us or are we on anything?
No, we're not on anything, right?
No, we are on YouTube and Facebook.
Are we really or no? Seriously.
We are really. I have not done anything.
So we're on YouTube and Facebook?
Thank you, Walker, for promoting Charlie's Philly cheesesteak.
I'm so hungry all of a sudden.
Hey, John,
Because
not funny.
I do their fire systems and fire extinguishers at about 4 of their mall locations. And,
John, you're the host. Are we on anything besides us?
Yeah, John's the host now for some reason.
I made John the host. You can take us off Facebook, John, if you want.
He has that power?
I just gave it to him.
Yes.
I'm on. Yep.
If he's the host, he does.
Well, I hit Facebook and I hit stop.
And now, hey, John, we're now not on gallery. We're on speaker. So change it to gallery.
All right.
I've got it on gallery for all of you guys.
Yeah,
Except I'm not seeing.
No,
Ash?
there's no party. Remember, despite all the balloons outside, it's
I'm here. I'm sitting outside.
Nash is smoking a cigar.
Yeah. Smoking a cigar, and I just finished up my pour of Evan Williams Master Balloon. So
all right.
I'm
So we're
just
on
about done
Facebook
with
now,
this,
John.
and
So anyway, the whole point is I'm
There you
debating
go.
on whether to fly out there or not. My wife at 4 o'clock tonight, or 3:30 tonight, my wife gave me or 2:30 actually. She gave me a kiss and said, "I'll see you when I see you." That means she knows I may be going somewhere.
All right. I'm ending YouTube.
Yeah, I hit Facebook.
Yep.
It's-
Thank you.
YouTube.
And I packed a suitcase and my breathing machine, and that's really